All right. Happy football season, Jets fans. This is it. Good morning. Good morning to you, my Jets friends. I can't wait. I'm telling you, I don't even know the word, like oozing feelings, excitement, nerves, anxiety. I'm almost angry at some stuff. I don't know why. Jets football is back. Good morning to you. Welcome to episode 130 of GreenBean's Jets Pod. I am Green Bean, and this is going to be a day to remember. Let me tell you, it's going to be a day to remember, everybody. I hope that you are as excited and nauseous as I am, because man, oh man, have we been waiting for this. And I am positive, even while having some nerves, right? It's okay to be nervous. I think it better be, because I am. I'm not one to look past these Buffalo Bills. I'm not. But I am positive. I am confident. I am excited about the potential of our football Jets. I can't wait till the game on Monday night. It's going to be so, dude, look, here's the thing. I have been at every opening day in recent memory, right? Now, I've seen very little goodness up there, I'll be honest. Or home opening day anyway, home opener. I've been at every home opener. Very little goodness. Lots of goodness outside in the parking lot. Got to meet so many of you guys. Hanging out, running around, tailgating, the whole thing. We walk into the stadium and everything goes, wah, 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 wah. That's how it goes. But this year, I'm not going to be up there. And I'll tell you why. You see the shirt I'm wearing. This is a band that was at last year's festival. That was really good. I went to the Blue Ridge Rock Festival with my son. And I wasn't going to be able to make both and everything. And I decided, I promised my son last year I would take him, and the dates lined up, and it was what it was. But what a shit show that festival was. Let me just tell you, man. 2.5 out of 4 days were canceled. There were torrential storms. People were trapped by the thousands. Hail, tents destroyed, like blowing through the air. People are injured, not enough ambulances, all that kind of stuff. I was there for that. We had people leaving, like the rain came down and people were trying to get out by the thousands, and there were not enough shuttles to take them to the parking lot. But the one day I was there, I got to see some good stuff. I got to see Testament. Remember Testament? I got to see Danzig. Remember Danzig? I'll be honest, I don't really like Danzig very much. I haven't in a long time. And by a long time, I mean ever. I don't like necessarily the Misfits. I know, for all my metalheads out there, the Misfits are kind of like a staple. You gotta like them. I don't like them. I don't like Danzig's voice. I just don't. I like some songs, Twisted Cane. There's a few. I don't even like Mother so much. It's okay. But got to see him nonetheless. Got to see Slipknot.
On my signal, unleash hell. JP, let's take these motherfuckers home, man.
So it wasn't a complete loss, but I'm back home now in Central Virginia. This was in Southwest Virginia. And now I can't make it up. I can't do it. I'm brokenhearted. But I'll tell you what, I am so excited for all of you guys that are going to make it up there, that are heading to the game against the Bills opening night, Monday night. I can't be more excited for you guys. So many of you that I love are going there. So many that I haven't met yet are going there, and it's going to be insane. What I beg of you is to be open-throated the entire time. Now, Green Bean has a technique that can save your throat if you want. Now, when we go November 6th for the Talkin' Jet ticket buy with O'Leary, Ryan, Finnegan, Jeremy, we're all going. We're hanging out with Tailgate Joe. If you come with us November 6th against the Chargers, I'm gonna try to get the whole group to do my technique, and you'll see the power. I've gotten groups of people to do it before. Some of you know, some of you don't. I'll do it right now for you. How's that sound? I'll give you a sample. The trick is to understand that lower bassy tones carry further and they have more weight to them. Everybody goes, ah, my God. Nobody hears that. They do right in your section, but that just fiddles off into the atmosphere. It doesn't do anything. And you lose your voice. You walk out of there, you're like, my technique, you keep your voice and you're potent, especially if you get a few people with you. So here's the trick. No, number one, you want to bang on stuff. That's always good. You bang on the back of the chair. You ask the person in front of you, you say, hey, dude, when we're all standing up, is it cool I bang on your chair? He's going to say, yeah, no problem, dude. Unless he's a Bills fan, then you just tell him you're banging on his chair. That's what you do. You bang on the chair. You do that, and then you go like this. Oh, that's what you do. I know it looks stupid. You might feel stupid doing it at first. When you feel it, you get a bunch of people doing it together. Oh, it's like if the whole stadium was doing it, they wouldn't know what was happening. They would think something was wrong. That's how powerful. It'd be like, what's happening? I feel something. I'm nervous. I'm afraid. That's what it would be. So try Green Bean's technique. See if you walk out of there with your voice. I didn't hurt my voice doing that. Oh, that's what you do, man. The technique to save the world. I'm telling you. So hopefully some guys will be doing that. If not, I don't care. Anyway, you got to do it. Just do it, man. Open-throated the whole time, as loud, as just as much energy as you can exude. You want to do it. That's what you want to do. And we have some stuff to talk about today on Green Bean's Jets Pod. Going into this game, what it looks like. Now, we have a few things that we have to examine, that we have to show the world a little bit. We got to talk about this, because it's not our norm. I mentioned it last week in the pod. We're going to talk about it officially this week, because I'll tell you a funny thing that happened last week. Now, you guys know I'm a believer in jinx. I've been told all off season, or since A-Rod came here anyway, Green Bean, you got to stop with the jinx, because A-Rod is exercising the demons. I'm with it. I'm there with you. I believe, kind of. I believe, but I don't have faith yet. You understand the difference? You know what I mean? There's a difference. I'm with it. I believe in the possibility of it, but I don't have full faith yet. I'm scared. I'm a scared little Jets fan. I am. I put on my Jets garb as a 10-year-old little tyke, and it's been rough, man. It's been rough. I would be lying if I told you I've never had to defend my green, all right? Physically. I'd be lying if I told you that. It's been rough. So, I am afraid of jinx, but last week, I kind of came out of my shell a little bit, and I said some stuff. Matter of fact, let me show you the clip real quick. I'll show you what I said, and then we'll get into this whole thing. And I'll tell you what happened. Right after I released the damn, I held it for like 3 days. I was like, I don't know, jinx, 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 jinx. And then I released it, and something happened, and I got beat up, and I was like, I just ate it. I was like, I hear you, man. I'm with you. I shouldn't have said it, but we're coming out of that, and things are okay. So here's the clip, and then we're going to get into this thing. Oh, by the way, one last thing as we go into this week, the Jets are entering week one, the healthiest that we've entered week one. And I can't tell you how long. Again, Joe Douglas gutted the entire medical, nutritional, training, and rehabilitation staff 3 years ago. We're seeing the dividends. We're walking into week one with the team that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh and the crew actually built to head into week one. So literally 2 hours after I released that damn clip, 2 hours, we get a report that Mekhi Becton, see that look wardrobe change? I have a crew back here. I just jumped up and everybody ran over and derobed me and threw that's what happened. They're all back here. I don't want to show you them, but I have a whole crew. It's all kinds of makeup ladies and stuff all back here. You'll see one day. I'll show you. So I'm wearing this now because Becton, 2 hours after I released that clip, we hear Becton's out. He's sick. And what do we all start thinking? Oh, no. And me, I'm like, I jinxed it. There's no way to, you can't tell me otherwise. I jinxed it. I had comments like, this age like sour milk, and Green Bean, what are you doing? And all that kind of stuff. I got lots of DMs like, dude, you shouldn't have put that out. I hear you, man. I said, everybody calm down. He's just sick. It doesn't mean anything. We still have some time. He's just got the sniffs. That's all it is. Allergies, maybe. Came back the next day. Looks good. All's well. So let's use that to jump into the first thing I want to talk about today as we kind of try to push Jinx to the side a little bit. But the first thing I want to talk about is this, the injury report. Now let's take a look at our official injury report here, okay? As I slurp down coffee after watching yesterday's games. Yesterday's games. Staying amped up here for football weekend and Monday. Here's our injury report. Up top, you got Mekhi. And it's spooky because the guy hasn't played in 2 years. And he came from the bottom and worked his way up and earned the right tackle starting spot. So we're all proud. We're all happy. We're all hopeful. And we're psyched about the potential of that young man being on the offensive line. If he does stay healthy, he's a game changer. There's no other way to say it. He brings something that nobody else can bring. We hope that he can play to the potential that we saw, but I believe that he can. I don't think the issue is his talent. I'm fairly certain the issue is the injury. But we got this sickness. So look, he's right at the top. He's got the knee listed, even though he's been okay, but it's still listed, and illness. But Thursday, he left practice. That's scary. Friday, he did not practice. But Saturday in the park, he was a full participant in practice. So very, very good. Then we have his partner on the other side of the line here, the other tackle. Spooky. Our right tackle and our left tackle. He's listed as a shoulder injury, as we know. He hasn't played all preseason, and he just recently was made active. Limited participation on Thursday, limited participation on Friday, and full participation Saturday. Okay. All right. Breece Hall, limited practice. Everybody's freaking out about that too. Oh no, Breece Hall's not practicing. Right? So it's scary. He's limited, full practice on Saturday. Right? So Saturday is a good day. Good day. Michael Carter II. Whoa, what's that all about? Elbow unspecified. So we don't know what the deal is with him. Now, all the other guys are questionable, but they're, quote, expected to play. So with them being expected to play, and Michael Carter, we're assuming, right? We haven't heard anything big, anything official that he's out or anything like that. If this is the case, if those four guys play, the Jets are entering week one, everybody, as a fully healthy team. Now, we got guys on IR. You got Bradley and you got Chuck Clark, you got Yaboa and so forth. But by and large, the team is a healthy arrival to the home opener for the first time in ever. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. So be excited about that, man. Something's shifting. Maybe the demons are being exorcised. Maybe they're walking around with sage and smudging the joint. Whatever they're doing, it's having an impact. Now, again, knock on some wood. We're not talking about the rest of the season. I'm just talking about this game. Gods, football gods, spirits, demons, whatever the hell impacts this team, the curse. I'm not making predictions. I'm not boasting. I'm not doing anything. See me? I'm freaking out. I'm crazy. What's going on with me? I got to talk like this. That's how I had to live in my brain. I'm afraid to say I'm moved to pieces in the wrong spot. But that's it. I'm not jinxing. I'm not trying to do it. I'm just talking about what's in front of me. Facts. Monday Night Football, the Jets are walking into MetLife Stadium as a healthy team for the first time in a long time. And for that, I, for one, am not only grateful, I'm excited. I'm bubbling over with excitement and positivity because of that right there. Because what a disadvantage that's been, man. People don't realize just how much of a hole we've had to start in all of these years. People, you hear other teams, oh, we're down this. You guys only beat us because of, screw you, man. We're at 60% most of the time. You know what I mean? 70%. We got guys strewn all over the damn, the medical offices or whatever. What is it called? The infirmary. That's what I was looking for. I'm bringing out some Shawshank. The infirmary. So it's like, this is different for us. And it does give us the opportunity to have some real capabilities that we haven't had before. It's like, this is a great situation to be in. And the truth is we're not always in it. So take that and really reinforce the positive feelings that you are having. Something's changing. Like, again, we had Garrett Wilson and Sauce win Rookie of the Year. We got all pros, all over the place. We got signing draft picks. We got Klecko in the hall with Revis on the same day. There's a lot changing around here, man. Now we're walking into week 1 as a healthy team. Got to knock on the wood, everybody. Wood, good. Bring wood with you if they allow it. You just got to have a clear backpack. But you can bring a log with you in the clear backpack. That's it. They didn't say you can't bring a log, right? I think you could bring some logs in there. Well, if we all brought a log with us at MetLife, that'd be fun. So the other thing, though, is that the Bills, now this is where my concern, I'm not concerned like for this, specifically, but just for their ability to beat us. They're looking pretty good, too. Micah Hyde is unspecified, but he was a full participant in Friday's practice. I don't see Saturday on here, but if that's all they lost, granted he's important, but still they're a healthy team as well. So they're coming in healthy, everybody. So we have to make sure that we don't just overlook. They're coming in healthy, and let me point something out about the Bills. Number one, they've been the cream of the AFC East since the Patriots, fall, so to speak. Since Brady left, really, or is what it is. But so the Bills, they've been the division champs for a few years now. So we can't just take that and remove it from the equation, right? We know what they are. The good news is that we beat them last year, and the 2 games that they played us were Josh Allen's worst games statistically. So that's a positive. But don't forget, they had Super Bowl aspirations the last few years, particularly the last 2. 2 years ago, they were hands down the Super Bowl choice by a lot of, media personality, right? They were all picking the Bills to go to and win the Super Bowl. So they've been disappointing. They've lost big. That Chiefs game was crazy in the playoffs that they lost. But last year, they had a home playoff game and they lost it. So they're coming in pissed. Don't forget, we talk about Aaron Rodgers' chip, and that's legit, and I believe it's going to carry us to victory. I maintain that. But we cannot discount their chip. They're not psyched about the way things have gone, and they want to walk in on Monday night and make a statement as well. So we got to know that as a team. My fear is this. It's not so much about us. We're going to show up. We're going to be loud. We're going to be proud. We're going to be all the things that we need to be. I believe that. So we'll do our part. We'll show up, not me, but you guys will show up. I'll be out here sending vibes, I'll tell you that. But we're going to show up as a fan base. and we're going to make the noise and provide the positive energy that we can. You have to do your part. And my fear is that the team is reading their press clippings. I just don't want it. I saw it with the Eagles against the Pats. They were 16-zip. I was honestly thinking that the Patriots were going to tank. I was like, dude, they're not even playing. Next thing you know, it's 16-14, and it's a game all the way to the end. My opinion is they got complacent. They thought they were going to run away with that thing. And that's what I don't want to see. And that's Robert Saleh. That's Jeff Ulbrich. That's the rest of the guys. They have to keep this team poised. And just, it doesn't matter if you beat them by 120-0. You play till the last whistle. That's how it's got to be. Hard till the last whistle. If we do that, and I have a sneaking suspicion that we at least have that kind of a staff and the character and all the things that we focused on these past couple of years, I believe that we can do that, but my fear is still maybe from last year when we blew it right down the stretch. I am just spooked by it. I'm afraid of it. And I hope that doesn't happen. That's the case for me. If we go in there and just ignore all the noise and just play our brand of football as hard as we can, I think we're the better team. Even though they're a good team, I think we're the better team. We showed it last year. If we had a quarterback, we could have blown them out a couple times. That's my opinion. I mean, Zach gave us $154 in the first game, which we won. That's true. Generally speaking, that's not a good game. But it was good for Zach because he didn't make mistakes. He didn't lose us the game. And that's our standard these days. It's kind of crazy. We got to go in there. If we play hard, we play efficient, we play smart, we do all the things, we're going to beat them. We can beat them. We're going to beat them. That's what we're going to do. And I think we're the better team. That said, they're good. They're good. So I don't want us to sleep because they're going to be pissed. Now let's take a look at a few of the key matchups real quick. Let's take a look at a few of the key matchups. Screw it. In this week's Intelligent Gripe. All right. So, thank you, Wardrobe Crew. I appreciate it. You work so hard. They work so hard. That's why I give them good Christmas bonuses and stuff like that. So they're happy. Let's drink some more coffee and get this thing going. So let's take a look real quick, if we may, at the Buffalo Bills depth chart, and let's talk a little bit about some key matchups. Now, I'm wearing this right here. This, if you're not aware, as a Jets fan, if you weren't told yet, this is the jersey that one Sauce Gardner will be wearing in the game tonight against the Bills. This is a legacy jersey, and you lucky some bitches at the stadium are going to get to see this for the first time ever. Now, we'll be watching on TV, as you guys probably know by now. We will be doing our live watch party on Talking Jets starting approximately 7:30. We'll do it like an hour early before the game. We'll get going, we'll get chatting, we'll get pumped up together, and we'll watch the game. I'm not sure which jersey I'll be wearing, but this is the one Sauce Gardner is going to be wearing. He let me borrow it. I got to ship it back up. FedEx tomorrow. He'll pick it up, and then he'll put this one. This is the jersey. He'll be putting it on tomorrow. So the key matchup I really want to talk about first is our cornerbacks versus their wide receivers. Now, you look at this, okay? Take a look at their depth chart here. They got Gabriel Davis, who lots of Jets fans wanted in the draft. Remember that? We didn't take him. They did. And he's damn good. He in many people's eyes, exceeds expectations. So he's a good wide receiver. Stephon Diggs is another one. He's what we call a stud. Now, here's where my concern. I believe that we're ready. I think we got the chops to, I don't think you're going to take them all the way out, right? They're going to make their plays, but I think we got the chops to kind of contain them and not say neutralize, but limit their impact, right? We saw it last year, but my concern is this. There were some close-ass plays, man. There were some close plays last year with Sauce and Diggs and all that stuff. We do know that Diggs took... he got a nice big play. I think it was the opening play of the game, game one on Sauce Gardner. So Sauce is one that we know studies the game, is going to be ultra prepared. We know that. DJ Reed's another one. He's an absolute stud. And then there's Michael Carter II, who we saw listed on our injury report. But more than likely, he's okay, full participant in practice on Saturday. So he's going to be fine, I think. But let's assume that they're all going to be there for us, and we're going to have our three guys. Now, where it kind of gets weird for the Bills is their other receivers, right? So, their depth on the receiving core is not necessarily terrifying, right? It's not to say that there's not talent there with Hardy and Shakir and Sherfield. So Michael Carter, I think, is the one I feel most confident about taking care of his piece. That's what I feel is okay. The Sauce, Reed, Gabe Davis, and Stephon Diggs part of it, I can honestly see go either way. It's very possible because we're talking about inches and seconds with these guys. Now, I think we got the chops, and I'm very confident about our ability to take care of business, but it can very easily go the other way. And that's my concern. Now, if I had to make a prediction, I'll try not to be a homer. It's hard. I'll try not to be a homer because I'm a fan, dude. I'm like, I do my work on my analyst part. I watch the film. I do all this stuff. But the truth is I'm a Jets fan, right? That's the truth here. So I'm going to try not to be a homer. But you're about to hear what sounds to many like homeritis. And that's, I think, in front of that electric crowd, I think Sauce and DJ Reed, followed up by Michael Carter II, are going to be able to take care of business and limit the impact of their wide receiver core. Now, that will bring us to the next matchup, which is their offensive line versus our defensive line. And the reason that it's not just, of course, that's a key matchup, but it's more about what Josh Allen can do if he's able to escape and do the damage that he does. He had like 60 yards rushing against us last year. So we got to be real careful with this guy. I still think we, by and large, contained him, but that guy is just as dangerous with his feet as he is with his arm. So he can just take off. He's big and strong. He likes to jump 10 feet in the air. Now that leads to a lot of mistakes by him. He gets fumbles and he does silly things. But that said, he's dangerous as hell. So our defensive line going against their offensive line. Now, their right tackle is actually healthy this year. The word is that he was a little bit banged up last year. We were able to kind of brutalize their right tackle position last year. But Spencer Brown is what I'll label a question mark, right? We don't know how well he's going to be able to take care of either Jermaine Johnson, Bryce Huff, those guys that we see on the left side of the line. They could have a field day, or Spencer Brown could be really looking to have a game where he quiets some of the noise and takes care of business. I think we have the edge there, and I think that the athleticism of our guys on the outside, maybe not JFM quite as much. He doesn't seal the edge quite as effectively as Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Johnson, if he's out there, we saw it last year when he was able to get to Josh Allen for that sack. Generally, you see Josh Allen run around and beat the end for a nice gain. Jermaine Johnson, being athletic enough to get there, had a beautiful sack, probably the highlight play of his rookie season. But he looks poised to explode this year, and I think that this is the area where he can have a lot of impact. The pass rush themselves, I think, is going to be able to get home a lot of the time. Dawkins, I do like on the left side. Mitch Morse, as good as he is, and I think he's a stud, I think Quinnen Williams, and depending on who's with him, whether it's Jefferson, Clemens for that matter, if they're going to switch him inside, JFM on the inside, Al Woods, whoever they have kind of in there with Q at any given time, I think Quinnen Williams, we saw it last year. As good as Mitch Morse is, Quinnen Williams is an absolute beast. And he was able to get Mitch Morse on his heels more than you're used to seeing. And I think that you're going to see a lot of Josh Allen flushing out to the side, which is where the defensive ends come in. Now, let's say he rushes to his left. We got guys like Carl Lawson over there, Michael Clemens when he's on the end. And we might even see some McDonald out there. Now, Carl Lawson and McDonald, McDonald in particular, we don't know what he is, but he's athletic enough to be able to do the job of keeping Josh Allen in. Now, Carl Lawson, we like to send our guys with, quote, their asses on fire. That's all well and good, but Josh Allen, you have to be aware of that. So Carl Lawson, I think, is athletic enough, depending on his health. He's not even on the injury reports. That's good to see, right? But that's going to be the key. So I think the edge goes to our defensive line without question, especially when you add the depth and the rotation. Third quarter, fourth quarter, we're going to be able to start wearing them down and just starting to beat them up. And again, it's all about Josh Allen and what he's able to do with his feet that concerns me. And I think, again, if we're aware of that, which I know we are, but if we focus on it and are able to take care of it, that's how we win the game. Because I do think our cornerbacks, while they're going to be giving up their plays, in my opinion, they're going to, for the most part, contain those guys, Diggs and Davis and the rest. So it's going to be about Josh Allen, the defensive line, and then the linebackers, of course, but really the defensive line. If Josh Allen can get past the defensive line, he's going to get 8-10 yards a clip, and we don't want to see that. We want to see them be able to contain him. I think we can. Now, what about our offense and their defense? My number one concern, do I have to change again? No, I'm not going to do it. My number one concern is what we just talked about, the tackles. Dwayne Brown, we haven't seen all offseason. We know he was injured last year, so he got that fixed, but we don't know how long that's going to take to get into playing shape and all that jazz. We know that the line hasn't played together as a unit this season with Aaron Rodgers behind them, so there are some question marks there. Rousseau versus Becton. That's the big one for me. Dwayne Brown, yes. Leonard Floyd, depth with A.J. Epinesa and all. They're no slouches either, man. So that's going to be the matchup. I think the interior of our line, Ed Oliver's a stud, of course. He's going to be matched up with AVT all day. He'll probably have his impact, but AVT, I think, can do a good job handling him. I do. I just feel like AVT's a stud and can handle him. Ed Oliver's a stud too, but I think AVT's got him. It's Rousseau versus Becton. That is my number one concern on the line. That's my thing. Can Becton handle Rousseau, who, by the way, is not Von Miller, right? He might not be Von Miller level. Might not be. But let's not overlook this guy. He is good, and he's given us headaches before. So Becton being out there, if he can handle Rousseau and just drive him in the ground a couple times, make him regret his life, those types of things. Again, Becton possibly can be a game changer out there, and that's what I'm really looking to see. That's the key matchup for me, man. Aaron Rodgers. Whether or not he's able to get the time he needs. We know he has a quick release, and he's going to help the offensive line. He is. But we still got to be doing our job up front, and we have to see what Garrett Wilson and the crew can do against Tre'Davious White and all those guys. Whether Micah Hyde plays, they still have Jordan Poyer. So it's going to be interesting. What I think we're going to try to do is we're going to try to utilize the running backs right out of the gate. I think Garrett Wilson is going to be the focus of the offense all day. That's what I think. And that's what I hope. But I think that we're going to be using the running backs, some screens, some short running back stuff, get the ball in their hands, let them eat up large chunks of the field, and then that's going to open up the passing game. Aaron Rodgers can feast if that's the case. The running game, I think we're going to lean on Dalvin Cook. Why? Do I think he's better than Breece Hall? No. I think that it's wise to go ahead and use the 100% healthy guy for the lion's share, get Breece his touches, get him loose, get him goosey out there. I think Breece maybe later in the game too. But just lean on Dalvin Cook, Michael Carter, and just get Breece in the game, get him in some space, toss him the rock. Yeah, baby. That's what's going to do. We got to loosen them up. Then the running game can take control of the game later in the game when we're up by 17. Because Sauce and DJ Reed did their job, and our defensive line contained Josh Allen. But those are the matchup. Now, of course, lots of other players, right? They're tight ends. They're going to be running 2 tight end sets. Kincaid and Knox, let me tell you, man, that can be a problem. Our linebackers and safeties got their work cut out for them. Let's see what that matchup looks like, because they're going to be running 12 personnel. a lot, in my opinion. They're going to want both those guys on the field at the same time, and they can present mismatches. C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams, Jamie Sherwood. We'll see how Amos can have it, and Jordan Whitehead can have an impact on that. What is Tony Adams' impact going to be in those types of situations? There's a lot of question marks. That's kind of the hole for me. Their tight ends are linebackers and safeties. That's going to be a big one. Get the pass rush going. Contain Josh Allen, limit their wide receivers, and focus on the tight ends. That's the way I see it. Let me see what you think in the comments, because boy, oh boy, I know you're going to be in a crazy mood today, man. Today is the day. We make our statement today. Now, is it a make or break? Of course it's not. If we lose this, it doesn't mean anything as far as the season. You really got to win in November and December. We know that. You got to get some. If we lose the game, it's not the end of the season, but it's going to suck. It's going to suck bad, especially depending how we lose, right? We need to go out there and make our statement right from the get-go. That would really catapult this season into a place where I don't think we've been, heading into Dallas with just blood all over our face, like barbarians. That's what I want to see. I think it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. Let me know what you think, Jets fans. This is what we've been waiting for. It is here. We're going to have some good-ass Jets football this season. Have a great week, everybody. And with that all said, go Jets.